I'm Staff Sergeant Charles Bradley, NCOIC of Fuels Facilities. Everything that involves this entire base, even including some parts of the AOR, all involve around fuel. So you need fuel in order to operate everything, so that involves the security of this base, all the power that runs to the base based off generators, and then also getting aircraft off the ground to deliver supplies and people to this entire AOR and other places.
My name is Staff Sergeant Timmy Brumley. I'm with the 164th Airlift Wing out of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm the fuels distribution expediter. My job is to make sure that a driver makes it from our fuels yard to that aircraft in a timely manner and safely.
I'm Senior Airman Gerald Clarington. I'm a fuels facility operator. What we do out here is we provide fuel from our bladders. We have 4 bladders here, and we send fuel out to the jets. We fill them up and get them going in the air.
Without fuel, pilots are pedestrians. We're the lifeblood of the Air Force. We run through the veins of these aircrafts.
POL stands for Petroleum, Oils, and Lubricants, and we essentially refuel all the aircraft on base. We drive refuel trucks. So a typical day for the POL shop would be us planning our day around the flying schedule. The lab would prep for any tests that they have that day, whether we have receipts coming in or they have to test any fuel trucks. And the accountant will do the account for the day and make sure all the sales transactions line up. We test all the fuel on base. We test the diesel, the motor vehicle gas, and the jet fuel. We test for solids, we test for water, and we test the flash point, which is the point at which the fuel ignites. All of these things are very important. This fuel is going into multi-million-dollar aircraft, and we have to make sure it's pristine. So what I love about McEntire POL is we're a really great team. Just because I'm a fuels accountant doesn't mean that I'm stuck behind a desk all day. I do run the account and the control center, but I also am qualified to do lab work. I'm qualified to go out on the flight line. I love driving a truck because I love aircraft. I get to be around any and all aircraft. It's a really fun job.
I'm a cryogenics technician with the 379th Expeditionary Logistics Readiness Squadron. Cryogenics technician is responsible for the issuance and storage of liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen. We enable the aircraft sortie generation for 5 forward operating locations. Our team oversees the daily inspection and maintenance of 3 6,000-gallon liquid oxygen tanks, a 2,000-gallon liquid nitrogen tank, and 29 400-gallon tanks. Liquid oxygen is essential for the pilots. Without the clean breathing oxygen, they wouldn't be able to stay up in the air as long. We're the sole supplier of Central Command's liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen. Without us, pilots wouldn't have clean breathing oxygen to keep the aircraft in the air as long as the mission requires.
This is the fuels lab section. What we do is we sample all the fuel that comes through the base before it gets to the aircraft to assure that there's no water or sediments in the fuel. We check every gallon before it gets onto the aircraft. Without quality control, we don't know what kind of fuel we're getting, so we're not sure what kind of fuel we'll be getting into aircraft. So this is the most important section in the fuels flight to ensure that we have great quality of fuel.
Fuels distribution is responsible for delivering clean, dried jet fuel to pretty much every plane that you see out on the flight line. And we also are responsible for delivering diesel fuel to all the generators and whatnot on base. And then the other section is responsible for checking out these trucks daily and doing monthly maintenance on them.
So this is our fixed fuels facility. What we do is we are basically the storage point for all of the fuel that is issued on base, whether it's to the 135s or to the F-16s or to the GOBs on base. We take care of that.
I enjoy my job. I enjoy that every day is different. Every day I can see how I'm making a huge impact on the mission. I take a lot of pride in that.
The most challenging part is being over so many people. Right now I have around 30 people under me, but it's also very rewarding getting to see them grow and strive as airmen and just being able to lead them and mentor them.
I love my job. Day in, day out, I have a great time working with the people. You know, it's a family with what we do. Every day is a different adventure. You don't really know what you're going to get into, and it's exciting to say the least. I mean, without fuel, you're not going very far. So I feel like our mission here is super important just because we're such a focal point in this point of the world that without us, you know, certain missions can't happen, and then I just feel like that's super important.
If it comes to fuel, we're doing it. Whether it be testing the fuel, providing the fuel, or maintaining the system that provides the fuel. I'm Senior Airman Amy Rangel. I'm in 22nd LRS. I work in the fuels flight and we usually call ourselves POL. So POL stands for Petroleum, Oil, and Lubricants. Our job comes into play because we're fuelers. We fuel the jets. The jets go up and fuel passing jets. From the time it leaves us to the time it gets to the jet in the air, we're accountable for that fuel. I'm most proud about being a POL airman because not only do we work on the flight line, but we have other portions of our job that take place off the flight line, including our hydrant section and also our lab. Being a POL airman is exciting because we're one big happy family. At the end of the day, we come together, we take care of each other, whether it be, providing a ride or providing assistance moving. POL is there. We call each other family, in and out of uniform.
Good morning. I'm Staff Sergeant Logan. I'm a fuels distribution supervisor here at Holloman POL. So currently the operators behind me are performing a monthly checkpoint on one of our R11s. This monthly check we do to see for functionality as well as operational capability of our units. They're about to get ready to roll the hoses, check for cracks and degradation, as well as check the single point poppet valve for any issues. Now we're in the fuels pump house facility where the fuel is going to get filtered once again before it goes onto the trucks. The fuels facilities operator is currently draining our filter separator, verifying there's no water or sediment that could potentially get into the fuel of the aircraft.
Safety first.
So now that we're done at our west facilities, we're going to go ahead and head back to the main side and catch some runs on the flight line. So being Holloman POL, here we support up to 50 takeoffs and landings of aircraft each and every day. We got airplanes. We have the bread and butter of the fuels operation. We have an R11 issuing to an F-16 fighter aircraft at 600 gallons a minute. So behind me is Holloman Air Force Base main jet fuel supply. Each one of these tanks hold 1 million gallons. Behind me is Holloman Air Force Base, powered entirely by Holloman POL. From ground products to jet fuel, this base truly is powered on fuel.
Without POL, you wouldn't be able to do your job. You can't drive to where you need to go. Can't fly where you need to go. Why is POL important? Without fuel, pilots are pedestrians. We fuel aircraft, GOVs. We can come down to help out DVs whenever they come in. There's certain types of aircraft that require a particular type of fuel. We make sure that if they need a special grade of fuel, that we're able to get it to them. We support transient aircraft, 100 AirW, 352nd SAL, and RAF Fairford. For POL, we have 5 sections. We have the control center, and that's what I do. The control center controls the flight line, which operator goes where, and a certain type of refueler, what aircraft they're going to, and how much fuel they're going to move. The best part about the job is working the account, trying to figure out where the fuel goes throughout the day. So whenever any type of transaction happens, we need to track where it goes. I love it. That's the best thing. It's like a puzzle, and you got to put the pieces together. Fuels lab, they test for quality of the fuel to make sure there's no water or sediments in it. If there's too much water, then it won't combust and the engine will turn. Something that would surprise most people about POL would be that we actually do cryogenics to help the aircrew breathe while flying. If you're going to do a cryogenic operation, you need to make sure you have on different equipment that overlays equipment that you used if you were doing a jet fuel operation. So if jet fuel touches LOX, it will combust on contact. It's definitely something that retired people look back on and think, oh man, those are some really good years. But they also think that was a really hard time. because no matter how hot it gets or how wet it gets, we're still out there, we're dragging hose, we're pumping fuel, we're squeezing dead man. The dead man is the actual mechanism you hold to actually make fuel go through your hose or your pipe.
At Cryogenics, we're responsible for the storage and issue of cryogenic products. That's liquid nitrogen and liquid oxygen. We issue out about 4,000 gallons a month, and that goes up to about 48,000 gallons a year. We support 33 DoD agencies and 56 joint organizations across all branches of the U.S. military. I do enjoy my job. Within the POL career field, it's a really tight career field. Everybody gets along real well. Everybody in the shop is like family. You have to trust that your coworkers are competent and that they're trained adequately and know what they're doing, because there is the potential to be harmed. We work with a lot of high pressures and dangerous components. So yeah, I do trust all my coworkers. Daily we come and carts are dropped off by the different AMUs and different shops, and we check each cart and see if it has any red X conditions, and then if the cart is good to go and it needs product, we'll issue to the cart, filling the cart with liquid oxygen so it can be picked up and used by the different AMUs and squadrons for the purpose of breathing. Cryogenics is important to the mission because it's used in integral systems within the F-15 aircraft, breathing apparatuses for the pilots, cooling systems, and without these systems, the pilots wouldn't be able to fly and accomplish the mission.
A typical day working in POL consists of coming in, doing our daily checks, our daily maintenance, making sure that we're following all the safety protocol, making sure all of our equipment is equipped to do the job safely and deliver clean fuel to these aircraft so they can get their mission done. What do I find rewarding about working in POL? Being a smaller part of a bigger mission, knowing that you're parking up to an aircraft and giving it the fuel it needs to get its mission done. At the end of the day, you are just as responsible for the B-2 getting its mission done as the pilots, as the maintenance crew, as anybody else. My POL team should strike fear into our adversaries because we're ready, we're trained, we know what we're doing, and we're ready to get after it anytime, 24/7.